All right. Good evening, Team Our Victory. Welcome to Wednesday night. We are back at it. I've returned from Coach Summit from Nashville. Last week we were live there on our webinar training. But tonight I'm back in Miami. Not for much longer. I'm getting really ready to move. But I'm here and I'm excited to kind of share with you tonight everything that I soaked up at Summit. And it's really hard because there's just so much information, and there's nothing like being there live. Truly, there's nothing like being there live and getting to experience it for yourself and just the energy that you're surrounded by. But I'm going to do my best to give you the cliff notes, some of my key takeaways. I took a second and I wrote up a blog article tonight all about some key takeaways that are more on a personal human level. Tonight I'm going to work more on a professional level of some takeaways that you can apply to your business right now. So first I'm going to start with all of the new things that Beachbody released, because when you get to Coach Summit, I mean, they've got tricks up their sleeves. Every year they've got all this stuff that they're going to launch, some stuff that we know about and some stuff that we don't. So I'm going to kind of go in order. I've got my notepad here of all the things that were released, and I really want to make sure you get all this information. So obviously the first thing is the big new program called Size by Shanti. It is a dance-based workout program. Right now, the challenge pack is on sale to finish up the month of July, and I'm going to bet you that through the month of August, it will continue to be on sale. It's $140 for the challenge pack, and it's $180 for the Kickstart, which comes with the 3-day refresh as well as the Shakeology. So Size challenge packs, get out there, guys. And here's the thing. If you're a coach and you're working this business, you need to get your hands on Size. Coach price to get the discs for Size is very, very cheap. So you need to make sure that you're investing in your business. Get Size. Start showing people what it's all about on your like page or on your personal Facebook profile page, and just start sharing about this program, because people right now, they're starting to hear about it, but buzz is going to get out there, and I want them to be able to come to you because you're the one that was sharing it first. The other thing that they released at Summit, but it came out yesterday, they released it online, are the Shakeology boosts. So there's 3 different boosts that you can add to your Shakeology. There's a digestive health, there's a focused energy, and a power greens. Now, I'm not going to get into too much detail about what this boost is all about, but you can look in FAQ 3280. That's FAQ 3280 in your Coach Online office. And there's going to be tons of information there, but I'm just going to give you briefly. Each tub is about 20 servings. So it's like little added scoops that you would put into your Shakeology. The digestive health for customers is $44.95 for the tub. Coaches, $33.71. Focused energy is $49.95 for customers and $37.46 for coaches. And Power Greens is $34.95 for customers, and for coaches it's $26.21. Again, this is something that you should get your hands on. Go ahead and get a tub of it. Doesn't have to be all 3. Grab a tub of it for, so that you can start sharing it and putting it into your Shakeology and telling people what it's doing to your energy or how it's helping your digestion, or, we don't get enough greens in our daily diet, so this is adding more in. So these are great little plugs for sharing your story rather than just getting out there and blasting the products, right? Okay. Next one, Beachbody Performance line released today. And there's 5 different formulas. There's the Energize, the Hydrate, Recover, Recharge, and the Creatine. Now, there are packs where you can get all of it bundled together, or you can buy them separately, and they range for customers anywhere from $19.95 is the cheapest one, all the way up to $69.95 is the most expensive tub. And so for coaches, that's looking like $14.96 for the cheapest one, all the way up to $52.46 for the most expensive. Another thing, though, that would be great to get your hands on, what they're doing right now is they're offering a Beachbody On Demand challenge pack with the performance line. Now, you don't get everything in the line with the challenge pack. You will get the, I believe, the Hydrate and the Recover formula only. Those 2 will come in the challenge pack in place of Shakeology. And then they'll get a 3-month subscription for Beachbody On Demand. So this is, I think, I'm going to just tell you that this is where I think Beachbody's trying to go, is that not everybody is going to want the Shakeology. every single time they get a challenge pack. Some of our customers are going to want that hydrate and recover formula because they are just doing these really intense workouts that they need this kind of a supplement to go with it. So I have a feeling that Beachbody is going to eventually have all challenge packs with this option. But right now, to kickstart it, it's simply just Beachbody On Demand. And you get the hydrate and the recover formula. Now, Beachbody On Demand with these 2 tubs is $140 challenge pack promo price right now. Awesome. And as a coach, if you want to sample this right now, you just want to get a sampler box of all of them and test it all out, it's $14.96 for a coach to get a sample pack. I mean, $15, guys. $15, you can sample this stuff. You can talk about it and share it on your page. Awesome idea. For people, I also like this one because we know a lot of people who like are marathoners or runners, maybe CrossFit people that don't really have a need for our product. This is a product that they would need because this is a great formula for any athlete out there who's looking to kind of up their workout with supplements. Remember, Shakeology and things like this, there's nothing artificial about it. So they're not going to be going to like GNC and getting stuff that's just processed and artificial and added flavors and all the, no, this stuff is all natural, just like Shakeology. So a really, really great thing for your body too, to be fueling it with. New program coming out. So those are the 3 things that were released at Summit that we all got to get our hands on right away and are officially released also on your Coach Online Office. Something that has not been released yet, but they announced it, is a new program called the Masters Hammer and Chisel. And it's a program that now has two trainers. It's Autumn Calabrese, and then it's I'm gonna butcher his name. It's Sagi. Oh my gosh, from the Body Beast. I've personally never done Body Beast, and he kind of scares me. But he is hammer, Autumn is chisel, and it is basically like a bikini-ready, like chisel, sculpt your body. It's like not 21 Day Fix Extreme. It is even more intense than that. It is a truly extreme workout, but it's not the kind of workout to just sculpt your body. It's also meant to be able to use your body. So that's the thing they were advertising big time with that, was that it's not just about building muscles and whatnot, but it's also about making sure that you're athletic at the same time you move and function. It's a 60-day workout, and there are 14 workouts that go along with it. With that come the color-coded food clears, the shaker bottle, just like in the 21 Day Fix lineup. And they're going to sneak peek this workout in October, but it's not going to actually be released until December. And I have a feeling this weekend I'm going to be at Super Saturday here in Miami. And I have a feeling that those 2 trainers are also going to be here with Carl Deichler. So I have a feeling that the workout we're going to do is maybe also a little sneak peek. So I'll have to let you guys know. All right. And last announcement from Summit about new programs coming and just new stuff we can get our hands on. Coming in the fall is a new app called the My Challenge Tracker. And it's for coaches and it's for clients. So this is basically an online platform to manage your challenge groups, just like you do in Facebook. But we all know as coaches that you can get kicked out of Facebook. And sometimes, when that happens and you get put in Facebook jail, you still got challenge groups to run. And how do you do that? Well, this is going to be a new app where you basically don't even have to have the Facebook challenge group anymore. You could essentially just run your challenge groups through the app. And obviously, until it comes out, we won't really know if it's a better option than just doing away with Facebook groups altogether. But it's an additive. For the clients, they can make a profile. They can upload pictures, before and after photos. So when you require in your challenge group that somebody uploads a before, you can see that they did it right there in the app. They can put their whys and set goals in the app. The app allows them to log workouts and also log if they've had their Shakeology. So again, if you have requirements for your challenge groups, it's showing your challengers right here in this app, the requirements. You need to tell me your workout you did today, and you need to tell me what shake you had. It also sets reminders. So it allows you to know, like, hey, ding dong, you haven't worked out in about a week. So when are you going to do that? It sets up reminders. So it's also doing you a favor because you don't have to sit there constantly texting them, hey, how's your workout going, when you feel like they've kind of gone inactive. It's got a group chat function also on this app. And again, we'll know more as it's coming this fall. And it's FAQ 3222. FAQ 3222 if you want any more details than what I explained here. So that's it for like the new products and all this stuff. I mean, super exciting. I love when they release all this new stuff. It just makes our job so much easier because we have so much more to talk about with our clients. You know, there's just so many options out there. So I love it. I love it. I love it. Okay. I'm going to get into kind of some of the bulk of some things. Most of what I'm going to talk about tonight is more practices that you can utilize in your business. But I am going to start with, you know, just the whole concept. And something that I really love about Beachbody is that they're not in the business of like selling people stuff. That's not what we do. It's not about sales. And I hope as coaches, we're all figuring this out in our own way, that it's truly about connecting with people and building relationships and changing people's lives through health and fitness. But the motto for Summit was called "Everyone Matters," and not everyone, like everyone in the pool. No. Everyone, like every single one person matters. And that's just so powerful to me because, you know, I found myself like looking at people and I have a tendency to be very judgmental, and I'm really working on that. Like in my own head, when I see people like, oh, look at that hair, or oh, really, that's what you decide to wear out? Like, and I hate that I do that, and I'm really working on that. It's just years and years of like, I don't know, being surrounded by people that did that all the time, and I'm trying to break these habits. But I found myself while at Summit and just since Summit, when I see people, I look at them for a second, and I just think about how much they matter, and maybe more than I will ever know, you know? And so we just have to really think about that. When we get afraid of things or when this business can seem to wear us down, that it's about making every single one person matter on this planet. So I'm going to read us a little thing called The Starfish. It's a starfish story. I'm not sure if you've ever heard it before, but I'm just going to read it for you so you can kind of get an idea of what I'm talking about. While walking along a beach, an elderly gentleman saw someone in the distance leaning down, picking something up and throwing it into the ocean. As he got closer, he noticed that the figure was that of a young man, picking up starfish one by one and tossing each one gently back into the water. He came closer still and called out, "Good morning. May I ask what it is that you are doing?" The young man paused, looked up and replied, "Throwing starfish into the ocean." The old man smiled and said, "I must ask then, why are you throwing starfish into the ocean?" To this, the young man replied, "The sun is up and the tide is going out. If I don't throw them in, they'll die." Upon hearing this, the elderly observer commented, "But young man, do you not realize that there are miles and miles of beach and there are starfish all along every mile? You can't possibly make a difference." The young man listened politely. Then he bent down, picked up another starfish, threw it back into the ocean, past the breaking waves, and said, "It made a difference for that one." That story for me is super powerful. I've heard it a lot as a teacher, but Beachbody presented it last year at Summit to kind of finish up Summit in Vegas. And then they brought it back again this year to start Summit and just reminded us of it does make a difference. It might, like sometimes the job in front of us just seems so big. Like, who do I even reach out to? And what do I even do? But you have to understand that every single one of those people matter. And I had a coach recently tell me, "But Brittany, I only have one challenge pack sale and I only have one person." No, you don't only have one person. You have somebody. You have a person that needs your help. In whatever way, shape, or form you can give it, that is your duty as a Beachbody coach. That's what we signed up for. They talked about the fact that we're a multi-level marketing company. And rather than thinking about it as multi-level marketing or network marketing, we are a multi-level helping company. That is our job. We are here to help. So, I just kind of wanted to start with that whole idea because it's all about that one person. It's all about helping that one person. I want you to remember also that people don't believe in products, okay? They believe in what you believe in. So looking forward at, where you're going to be going with your business and where we're taking this team in the next year until the next time I recap Summit, think about that. People are not believing in 21-Day Fix. They believe in you, that you use 21-Day Fix and that you've got these results and that you can guide them to get them the same. They believe in your story and in your journey. They don't believe in the things you used to get there. With that, I want to encourage you not to hide behind our products. I was talking about all these new things, and it could be so easy to just get on Facebook and put up a big ad about the new performance line and, the link to your Beachbody website, it could be very easy to go do that. I guarantee you'll get no sales from that. What we cannot do is hide behind these products. We have to start getting bold and get out there and build relationships and serve other people, because we have a service. One of the great things that I heard this weekend was by Lindsay Matway, who is like a 3-time top coach. I think she's been in for 5 years. Melanie Mitro, who was this last year's top coach, is actually in her downline. So she has not only been a top coach, but her coaches in her own team are in the top. On the top 10 trip, I want to say that 4 of the top 10 were her own personally sponsored coaches. So she is, phenomenal. But she said growth takes time. She talked about her entire story, and she talked about just how difficult her life was and how easy it was for her to become a victim to her life and to just say, yeah, this happened to me, or I got a bad break, or, other people had it easier than I had it. And she decided to not do that. She stopped doing that, and she just started working. And she let us know that growth takes time. It does not happen overnight. In this business, you will not get rich quick. So if that's something that's in your mindset, you got to get it out of that, because that's just going to rob you of your happiness as you're doing this. The other thing she said was to stop focusing on results. So yeah, we want to hit Success Club, and we want to get to Emerald, or we want to get to Diamond or Ruby, or whatever. I want to start running a functioning challenge group. Whatever your results are, that's fine. You can have that written on paper, but don't focus on the results. You need to focus on the actions that get you there. If you want to add coaches to your downline so you can get to Diamond, then you've got to talk to people about the coaching opportunity. You've got to host calls, or give the link out to webinars, or even risk things and host your own webinar for the coaching opportunity. But if you want certain things, you've got to take the actions to get there and focus on those daily actions, and the results will come. All right. One of the breakout sessions that I went into was called Creating Challenge Groups That Work. And this month we talked a lot about challenge groups. We talked through the ins and outs of free challenges and just inviting and all this. So I'm not going to get too much into this, but I thought that the very first 3 components of this workshop were like golden nuggets for us that I didn't really say in any of these other webinars. So I kind of wanted to add on to our month of challenge groups. So in step 1, it's all about inviting. That's what they were talking about. And some key components that I thought I'd just throw out at us, and I kind of brushed on already, is to stay away from those billboard ad looking messages. The messages that say like, buy this, join now. And I know you've seen them on Facebook, and do you really read through those? And do you really spend time thinking that that person cares about you? Are you connected to that person? Not really. So as easy as it is to just blast up something really quick, it doesn't always produce the best results. Show your transformation. So as you're starting to invite people for a challenge group, or inviting people to check out these new awesome products, that's why it's so important to maybe get your hands on some of them, so that way you can show you and you can show the value it has in your life. In the step 2, they were talking all about getting to know your prospects, and they said to live in step 2. So once you've invited and people have started talking to you, they made a really big deal that you need to stay in step 2 about getting to know them for as long as possible. And it's so easy to just want to jump to the next step and sell the challenge pack and just make the deal. But there is a connection that you're going to lose if you don't just stop for a second in step 2. Ask questions. Here are some questions that you could ask. What kind of time do you have to commit to your workouts? You could ask them, can you please talk me through your big goal? Now then, that's awesome, because you're asking them to goal set for you before they've even bought a program. When you ask them about what kind of time they can commit, and they're like, yeah, I don't have much time, my schedule's so busy. Well, walk me through your daily schedule and see with them, where can you squeeze in a 30-minute workout? Or what if I told you I could get you a 25-minute workout that produces results with T25, So this step where you're asking questions, don't let them run the show. I have a lot of people that come to me sometimes, and they ask questions, and I stop and I reverse it right back on them. I answer their question with a question. And it's important that you start trying to get into the habit of doing this more often. Another question you could ask, if they just say, yeah, I just want to lose weight. Well, flip it on them. What would losing weight allow you to do? How would it make you feel? Now you're starting to get deep rooted into their soul. You're starting to understand, like once that person starts to say, well, I lack so much esteem, or I feel like my husband and I were just falling apart because I don't feel like I'm attractive to him anymore. I mean, you're starting to dig into some deep stuff with people, and that's where you can really grab a hold of somebody and produce meaningful change in their life. If somebody just tells you, yeah, I just want to lose weight, they're probably just going to give up, because that's not a big enough why. It doesn't, everybody wants to lose weight. I could stand to lose my love handles that still won't go away, that stick out of my spandex shorts. Like I could stand to still lose that. Whatever. But everybody could find a way to, or find a place of their body they want to fix, but it's the why they want, or how would it make you feel if you finally fit into those pants, or you finally got to wear that dress. Figure out their goals, their limitations, and their struggles. And I love the limitations part. I'm going to read you some limitations, and I want you to see if you've ever heard these. I don't have any time. I usually give up because I don't have any support, or I always, I quit because I don't have somebody with me at the gym working out with me. I'm not in shape. I'm not in good enough shape to even start working out. I'm already beyond that point. I don't have enough money. Or I never follow through with things. So this is something that I'll quit anyway. If you've ever heard those limitations, and I've heard them, the top coaches have heard them, everybody in this business has heard them. You as the professional have to get around their limitations. Find solutions to the fact that they don't have time. Find solutions to the fact that there's no support in their life. Talk to them about, when they say that I'm already beyond that point and not in shape, well, what would it do if we got you back to a point where you could say that you're in shape? Let them know that there's programs for all fitness levels and all budgets. It's not even always about the challenge pack too. I mean, honestly, the fitness programs are really not that expensive when you take Shakeology out of the mix. And sometimes these people just need something to get them going. So make sure that you're available and really listening to everything that they need. And the last step that I'm going to talk about from this breakout, the breakout did go on to talk more through challenge groups, but I definitely don't want to waste too much time on just one topic tonight. But the last one was about relating and matching. So here's 3 words that I've started testing out this week, and they're like gold, trust me. Feel, felt, found. You've got to live with those 3 words. Feel, felt, found. I'm going to give you an example. I know how you feel. I felt the same way. But what I've found is that by doing 21-day fix, it allows me the time to be able to squeeze in a quick 30-minute workout. And it's only 3 weeks, so I get results in a smaller period of time, so I don't feel frustrated. So there, if somebody's limitation was that they don't have any time, and they always give up before they can actually get results. Well, there you go. You know what? I know how you feel. I felt the same way too. But what I've found is, and then you tell them your testimony. And guess what? Even if your testimony isn't yours, you can make it up. Even if you've never done, I've never done Insanity Max 30, but I could ask a friend who's done Insanity Max 30, and I could have their testimonial in my head so that if somebody were to ask me or tell me something about it, I could tell them what I've found, because I found it through other people that have experienced it themselves. So remember those 3 words, feel, felt, found. I used those words so many times this week. And it just makes somebody feel like you care about them when you use those words. And I felt better about myself when I used those words, because I felt like I was being compassionate rather than just trying to drive a sale or drive anything. So then from there, after you relate with them, feel, felt, found, you would match them with a program or a product. Now, at this point, there's a transition you make. You either transition in I'm going to match you with this program. This is what we're going to do. Make sure that you email me once it's done so I can check my online office, and you really connect with them. Or you transition and you let them know, listen, I run these groups every month. So if this isn't for you right now, I'm not offended. And I'll let you know when I run the next one. Does that sound cool? And leave it at that. I mean, really. Transition one way or the other, but always from there, that's where you're going to go. All right. Now, the last I'm going to talk about in this last part about social media and your story. Now, these were 2 separate speakers in 2 separate sessions, but I kind of merged some of the stuff together because I thought that they kind of applied in one lump sum. So social media in your story, this is what I hear a lot from coaches, is that we're fearful of it. It's scary. It's scary to hit send, and it's scary to be vulnerable, and it's scary to put yourself out there sometimes. What are people going to think of us, right? Sometimes I know the fears. I've had them too. So how do we overcome fear? Well, there's a little formula that I want you to think about. Knowledge plus passion plus practice is going to equal confidence. So let's backtrack. Knowledge. You got to know what you're talking about. You got to know the products. You got to know the programs. You can't just go out there. And this is where it becomes like, I'm a hobby coach to I'm a professional coach. Do you really know what you're talking about? And before you blow something out on social media, or before you just open your mouth and talk to somebody about something, did you actually go in the Coach Online office and get your question answered? Or are you just saying something that you don't really know what you're talking about? So knowledge, you got to have knowledge of what you're doing. You got to have passion. If you love what you're doing and you're passionate about it, fear is you're going to overcome it. I mean, you're going to overcome the fear. The more that we know about something, the more that we love something, and then this last one, the more that we just do it over and over and over again, the less scary it becomes. It builds our confidence. So know about it, love it, do it, and you're not going to be so fearful. I started doing webinars about a year ago after Coach Summit last year. I really put that on my list of things that I had to do. And let me tell you that in the beginning, it was kind of scary for me. Like, it's not like I just jumped in and this was like the easiest thing. It was scary for me. And it's still scary sometimes for me to host a webinar because I mess up and I got to look down at my notes and I'm thirsty and my cell phone goes off and my mom's texting me and I'm like, what? Like, I get distracted, right? Things happen and I'm still afraid. But the more I know about my webinars, the more I know how to prepare and do them, the more I love my team, the more passionate I am about Beachbody and sharing what I know with everybody else. And the more that I just practice these webinars week after week, the more confident I get. It's that easy. And it applies to anything in this business. Challenge groups, inviting people for coaching, getting on the phone and talking to somebody about a product. Every time you do it, you're going to build more confidence. So in that, when you're fearful of things, shift your focus to other people. Don't worry so much about yourself on social media. Worry more about reaching other people. I want you to visualize like the kind of person you want to talk to. Like who's your cool, like awesome, like if I had that person as a coach on my team and we were working side by side, we'd be laughing all the time. And I would love to go to Summit with them because like we just have a blast there together. And I would love to have them as a teammate, even if it's a made up person. Focus on talking to them on social media. Worry less about yourself. Focus it to other people. I also want to tell you on social media to really try to find original looking content. And I stress this, I feel like a million times tonight in this webinar, that you cannot put up billboard ads and you cannot, let me backtrack. You most certainly can. You can. But I've found in my business that when I put up things that are more authentic to me and people are allowed to get to know me more, I just get so much more from my following. And it's taken time and it's still taking time. I'm not where I want to be 100% yet, but I feel like I offer my following a really genuine idea of who I am as a person. Now I give them my bad days, but let me tell you that when I give bad days and I tell somebody about my struggles, I make sure that there's a lesson to be learned in my struggle. So I don't want you to think that I want you to go out on Facebook tonight and just talk about how crappy your day was and how your life stinks. I don't think that that's the right choice. What I'm trying to say is that you need to take your struggles and you need to take your story and build it into what your success is now or where you're headed, even if you're not there yet. People love the struggling stories that we can share. And like, I don't know, one of my best posts that I ever put up was when I was like totally having the worst day of my life a couple weeks ago. And I was having anxiety and a lot of like depression in that moment. And I simply just couldn't do anything but post like, I need you guys to lift me up today. And I've gotten more likes and more comments on that post than anything else. And I was like, that is rude. Like, why did they like my bad days? But it's true because they got to see that I was a human being and that, you know what? Yeah, it's called run to your happy place, but Brittany's not always happy. It's a muscle that I have to work every day. And I allowed my followers to see that. I allowed them to see that, you know what? I have to work on this muscle today. So allow yourself to be vulnerable, okay? But have a lesson in it. So what is your Beachbody story? Because guess what? Your stories, maybe not in the moment you tell them, but at some point, you know, moment after moment after moment, you should bridge it back to Beachbody in some way, shape, or form. So what are some different ways we can bridge our stories into Beachbody stories? Well, you talk about financial successes, financial things. Maybe you got to pay off your car payment with Beachbody. That was one of my first things. I had just leased my Kia Soul. Whoop, whoop, love it. And I was so excited about it until I realized I had car payments, and that was not exciting. And right at that time, it was coming into the new year, and I had some people join my challenge group, and it was awesome because that month I paid for my car payment with Beachbody money, and then the following month too. And it was great because all my like extras, like those extra bills, Beachbody covered. And so I talked about that. Maybe you have a physical transformation using a Beachbody program. Talk about it. That's a story. You can talk about how you felt before and what you feel like now and how you've benefited from it. And then maybe like me, I have a big inner story. My inner self has changed and transformed more than any, you know, before and after picture could ever really show. And that's something that I talk about a lot on Run to Your Happy Place, is just about how Beachbody has changed my mindset and my life and my heart and my soul. Like I am a nicer, better person, I seem to think, now that I've really given my heart and soul to Beachbody. When you tell your story, you always want to talk about when, what, and how. So, you know, back in 2013, I was broke as a joke. And I was at my lowest point, and I had rent to pay, and I saw my friend Emily made a video about the coaching opportunity, and I needed money, so I joined. I thought I was going to get rich quick, and I didn't. But what happened was I started working out, I started focusing on others, and I stopped thinking so much about myself. And over time, I got out of debt. See, and I just gave you like the really quick story of that, but you see how I told you when, I told you what happened, and I told you how I'm different now that that happened. So try to think about that. But the last thing I'm going to leave you with tonight before I end this recording is just remember that your story matters. And you don't just know that your story matters, but believe with everything inside of you that your story matters. Everyone's story matters. The more that we can look at others and remember how much their story matters to us, the more that we're going to then look at ourselves in the mirror and realize how much our story does matter too. Everyone matters in this, okay? I really, really, really wish that I could have had all of you guys with me in Nashville this last week, but next summer, I'm just so thrilled and like blessed beyond measure that I've already got 4 teammates from Team Our Victory joining. And I know that that number is just going to keep growing. If you know anybody that wants to go to Summit but didn't get a chance to get a ticket, it is sold out already. But right now, if you sign up, you'll be on the waiting list, and you'll at least lock in the new rate, which is $150. So if you know anybody that has been on the fence, or as you know, you add new coaches to your downline, tell them to just join the waiting list, because what do you have to lose? You don't put any money down. You're just joining a waiting list right now. Because the reality is there's nothing like actually being live at Coach Summit. The only other thing that's kind of like it is going to a Super Saturday. So if you have not signed up for a Super Saturday yet, it is this weekend. Get your little buns somewhere where you can grow and learn with like-minded people. Who cares if they're strangers? Talk to them. You're going to learn something, or you might find some new friends. Anyway, guys, I appreciate it. I appreciate you all for being on this call or taking time to listen to the recording. And any questions about Summit or anything that I spoke about, or if there's anything else you want to hear about from Summit, I'd be more than glad to talk to you. So I bid you farewell. And next week, remember, it is the Coach Opportunity Call. So guys, make sure you're inviting people and getting them on for that awesome opportunity. All right. I love you all.